Hello fellow gardeners, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alice and I'm the Red Soil Gardener. Fellow gardeners, today I'm going to talk about a ZZ plant. This is my ZZ plant. Now, if you remember in the previous episode on indoor plants, is that I was talking about my ZZ plant because I had placed it between the desk and a table, but it had grown so tall because it was looking for the sun, and normally I would turn it around, but I think these have got a bit too tall, so I'm going to divide it and I'm going to show you how to divide. Now the thing about the ZZ plant, it is one of the best plants to have it as an indoor, although some people do grow it outside, but as an indoor plant it is so resistant, it is so tolerant, and it's one of the best plants to have. Now what I'm going to do to this plant is I'm going to remove it from its pot, and then we start looking at the root structure. I've removed the ZZ plant from its original pot, and basically what I'd like to show you is the essence of the ZZ plant, which is the tuber. That's where everything is happening. So what I'm doing is I'm just removing all this soil so that I don't damage the tuber, because the tuber is where all the growth comes from. That's the energy spot for the ZZ plant. You can find ZZ plants for a month don't require water because they live off the tuber, which is their source of starch, nutrients. Water is stored there, and that's why it's very important when you do have a ZZ plant, you place it in a well-drained soil, because basically is that if you put it in a clay soil or anything that is not porous, the tubers start rotting and then you lose your plant. And I have seen a tuber that is rotting, which is just as well that we're propagating, we're separating these plants. I really want to be gentle with the roots and the rhizomes, because I'm going to divide the plant into two and make two plants out of one, but I don't want to damage the roots or the rhizome or the tuber, as we say. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to do two pots. First of all, it has to be well drained. It holds at the bottom, because the problem is that if you don't have holes at the bottom for a ZZ plant, the tubers will rot. So what you do is you get a pot with a hole. I'm going to throw in some gravel. Some of this soil, which was the original soil for the ZZ plant, I'm going to put it in because it's rich in microorganisms and it's active, and it'll make the ZZ plant feel comfortable because it's been there all the time. And with this rest, I'm going to throw it in here. And look at it, it's just full of manure, it's got a bit of everything in it. And we're just going to cover those rocks. Now the next thing I'm going to do is our compost mix. As we saw last week when we went shopping for indoor plants, the proprietor actually gave me his composition, so I don't have to mix the manure and all that together. He's already mixed it for me, and it's lovely, it's porous, and my ZZ plant is going to be happy. So this is what the proprietor said. It's 2 parts soil and compost and 1 part manure. So look at it, it's so beautiful. So we're at this level. Now I'm going to separate my ZZ plant and we're going to put it in the pot. I'm going to cut the ZZ plant and divide it into two. I'm going to be very careful that I don't touch the tuber, sort of to hurt it, but slowly cut it through, and then we'll see what to do next. What we've done is we've split the ZZ plant, and after splitting the ZZ plant, I'm going to pot it. Here is my mixture again, as we said, and it's all lovely compost, manure, and this is what we got from the nursery last week, and it's all well prepared, is I'm going to stick the ZZ plant here and just cover it. So follow me. So that's the ZZ. I'm going to go deeper, but I'm going to put these roots around. And then I'm going to fill it up now with all this lovely manure. Basically, I've filled up my pot, and as I mentioned, the ZZ likes to be compact. Don't get a big pot, as we mentioned earlier. I did compact it a bit, as opposed to last week. For the other plants, indoor plants, I would actually shake it and let it be free. But with the ZZ plant, I'm just making it compact because it does like to be in that compact situation, and also because my stalks are quite high, and if I just shook it, it'll start tilting, and I want it to be secure. Always leave about an inch from the top, because when you do water, you don't want the water to spill out. And then the second thing is that once it does settle, you may want, in about a week, add a bit more soil in it, because usually what happens is that the soil will sink and it will go down a level. By sort of after a week, just check it and you can add more potting soil. Now I'm left with these two stems. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to snip it just like that, and I'm going to plant this in a smaller pot and wait for it to grow. So here's my baby ZZ plant. All my ZZ plants have been separated, have been planted. Now what we're going to do now is I'm going to take one of my ZZ plants to my sister. I'd actually promised her, and she's crazy about ZZs. So we're going to go to her house, present it to her, and let's see her expression. I've just arrived at my sister's house. I've got a big surprise because she just wanted a ZZ plant and I have it. So let's see what happens when she does get her surprise. Hey Esther, I got you your ZZ plant.
Oh my God, Alice, huh? I wasn't expecting this. Wow, how wonderful, huh?
Yeah, and I just kept this because I thought you can use it for propagation, but there you are.
Oh, I'm so happy, you know. Yeah. I just want to know, because the last time I had one, it died, you know, because it was planted in the soil.
Yeah.
And I think that it was sort of overfed. I don't know. How do I look after this?
Well, basically the ZZ plant, it doesn't like water. You can water it only once a month and it'll be fine, because it has those tubers. Too much water will make it go rotten. Yeah. So what you do, just lightly water it tomorrow, just a little bit, and do your touching thing, but then leave it for 2 weeks and then you re-water. And you should be getting the shoots similar to this, but you can actually have it in your sitting area there. It likes, it can actually do well in low light medium, but if it doesn't get enough sun, that's why we have that branch looking for the sun. Okay. But it should turn green.
But if I left it in a sunny area, what happens?
I would put it in semi-shade for a while until it starts rooting properly, and then you can bring it out and then decide where you're going to move it.
Oh, Alice, I really thank you so much. This really means the world. And you know, now I know that we'll be able to propagate some more, so we'll have lots of babies after this. Oh, thank you.
Welcome. I'm so glad that I could do this for her. S is my sister and she's an avid gardener. As you see, all these beautiful plants, and maybe one day she will invite us in a garden and then show us what she has. So thank you, fellow gardeners. Thank you for being part of this show. And don't forget to like, to share and to subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to press that notification button so you'll always be notified when we have new episodes. Thank you so much for joining us and have a lovely day.